All right, fuck it. I don't have anything to talk about.
And welcome to the next episode of Hoppy Craftsmen. Evidently, Nate has nothing to talk about, so thanks for joining us today, guys.
Thanks for coming, Nate. So glad you could be here.
I'm well prepared.
What are we talking about today, guys?
Yep, let's go.
There's, a few things to talk about. So one of the first things I want to talk about, I actually saw an article from Porch Drinker. If you guys actually check that site out at all or go there.
I have cruised it.
But it's actually right after the new year. He actually had an article that said that he's done with cellaring beer. So it means, and we talked about this before about how, my philosophy has always been to like, see if you buy two, save one, and then drink one and try it. And he's going as far as not even doing that anymore. He's literally stopping all that. So he'll save some for like a bottle share if something's happening or something like that. But he's going to drink all his beers within next couple of months that he buys them. He's not going to keep them forever. So yeah,
as he should.
I know we talked about this right after our Stoutapalooza,
right?
Because we basically, I cleared out my refrigerator of pretty much all the stouts that I have, and over the past year, I've cleared out a lot of the beers that I was saving and aging and everything, and I've gotten to the point where I just want to enjoy beer, and if something comes out that looks delicious and maybe worth investing in to age it, then I will. But like recently that Firestone Walker 20th anniversary that was $20 a bottle, that would have been one worth cellaring or aging to see how it was if you were able to buy two of them. But I only bought one and shared it on the show. But yeah, I kind of agree. I'm kind of over the whole cellaring thing.
Not wasting beer. I get a lot of beer that just sits when it shouldn't sit, and besides cellaring and just keeping it for beer that should be, I'm trying to buy less beer and drink what I have.
Well, and that's the thing is that there's two things I hung up in this article, and that was one of those. My point too is that I go to my beer cabinet and actually have beers in there, and I'm like, oh, I should drink some of these. I'm like, oh, but I gotta save them. I can't just sit there and drink this beer. And I'm like, then I go buy more beer, and then I go to the store. I don't buy the freaking beer that you could just normally drink every day. I buy something that's rare or special or just came out or whatever, and then I don't drink that either. So it just becomes this like perpetual me getting beer that I don't drink to save, to hold on to drink, and it's never going to work out. The thing he talked about in the article was that he basically got a can of beer that was rare, decided to trade it off to somebody. Right, got that beer. Decided later he didn't want that beer anymore. Traded it back for the original that he got from somebody else. And by the time that all happened, they were fucking turds. Yeah, he was like, I have no idea how it would have tasted because it was fucking awful. Yeah, so
done.
It's one of those things again. Yeah, I mean, there's certain beers hold on to. I mean, stouts are probably a great example. Barley wines maybe, but some other beers, just drink them. Most of these beers drink them.
People buy cases of Pliny to trade all over, and they sit there for months. And it's like, you need to drink that stuff ASAP. It's not what it's for. It's not. The brewers don't brew that beer for you to hang on to it forever and share across the country to get the next brew from another up and coming brewery.
Right. Well, I like how a lot of the breweries anymore are putting it on their label that drink this beer now.
Super clear.
It's like this is not for cellaring. Don't cellar it. Drink this, and especially like the Stone Enjoy By series. Like enjoy by the date that it's listed on the bottle. Drink it.
That beer when the brewer intended you to drink that beer.
So speaking of, what beer are we drinking right now, Nate? You brought a beer.
We are drinking a beer called Claremont Craft Ale Station 101 Red India Pale. It's a 1 pint, 6.5 alcohol, 80 IBU, which is nice.
Yeah, that's pretty high.
It's nice.
For red.
It's a real good red. It's got real good malt backbone to it, which is tasty. Be kind to Mother Earth.
Where is Claremont out of?
Claremont is out of Claremont.
Right, California?
California, yeah.
Okay. I've never heard of them. So
Claremont is Claremont.
Okay.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Claremont is out of Claremont, but it's a sweet can. And it's a good beer, too.
It is tasty. Nice red ale. And not too overpowering or anything like a lot of reds or Flanders can be. No, just very smooth.
Balance.
Yeah.
Dry at the end.
What was the ABV on that?
6.5.
Yeah. 6.5.
Yeah, not very much.
Not bad. Yeah, I'd probably give that about a solid 3.5 on the old Untapped there.
A subtle malt backbone.
It's like it is. Where a lot of those, obviously IPAs, that malt sits in the back. That's a little more up front. It's good. I like it.
Not the hugest red fan, but does have a nice, it's a red IPA, so it's a little different than normal red ale. But
no, it's good.
Definitely smooth.
Yeah, we got this over the weekend, and it's like I said, It's a good beer. And like that. Station 101.
Over the weekend.
Ales. Yeah, over the weekend.
On your little
beer run.
road trip.
Preemptive, but we'll be hearing about that in a few. But yeah, beer trip to California.
I want to come back to what you said about Pliny the Elder and about people like hoard it and stuff. There actually is going to be recently, but it's going to be, I think, February, is the release of Pliny the Younger.
Yep.
And you were telling me this, Nate, when we were waiting this weekend, but kind of the madness that goes around getting this beer.
Blows my mind. I think they said it's going to be up for 2 weeks.
Right.
I think it's going to be pouring for 2 weeks. They're going to be expect lines 4 to 8 hours. Just a laundry list of rules because people abuse them. They don't. Apparently, a lot of tasting in line. Making sure everybody knows open liquor laws are alive and well.
They're around still. It's weird.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of people. They know a lot of people are coming in and out, and they're trying to make sure everybody understands what's going down. But I'm sure it will still be a zoo.
So Pliny the Younger is obviously the small brother of the Elder.
There's this whole story to it, and I actually not even positive.
And I actually have it up here. So it's considered a triple IPA. It's about 10.25. This year's is going to be a buttload of hops in there.
I do want that in my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those sought after beers. I mean, Pliny the Elder, right? I mean, Elder.
There goes Nate with the one-liners again.
I do want that in or around my mouth.
Damn. But yeah, Pliny the Younger was the nephew and adopted son of Pliny the Elder.
There it is.
There you go.
So, it's kind of their homage to that, and they actually want to kind of step up the Elder and basically give Younger some credit towards as well. Yeah, they said 48 hours in line. They actually have a daily allocation of beer, and they'll pour until that's gone. Usually doesn't happen.
They said it rarely happens, right?
Right, but yeah, it's some of the rule. Yeah, it's 2 solid weeks. So it's literally, you can wait in. I mean, that's the thing is so it's not like closing time. Somebody's like, oh, we're closing, and then they leave. Yeah. People stay there.
Oh yeah.
Camp in line.
Line. But they're like, don't bring tents, don't bring like other things. So
talking to that guy, Kenny from Capital Tap, he mentioned that a lot of those accounts will get Pliny the Younger kegs, but
right.
Still, that's hit or miss. Wherever it was before, expected to see it again, but still people come in just droves for that beer anywhere they can get it, and I won't do it.
Well, the brew is 135 people. They said so. I mean, it's like
according to the door.
They said 3 on 3, right? So it's 3 people for 3 beers for 3 hours, and that's it. That's you're allowed to stay there. So that's still you're literally come in and have 3 beers and stay there for 3 hours.
Yeah,
that's a lot of fucking people.
I didn't even hear that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
waiting 8 hours.
Yeah, a 10-ounce glass of maximum of 3 per person. That's it. Well, so you're gonna get.
Like I said, I'm sure it's incredible, worth the wait. Not a wait. I'm willing to take part.
Did they bottle any of it?
I think that it's been in a bottle.
No. Well, I don't know if in the past, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's sure.
Bottled.
According to this is for in-house consumption only.
Yeah, this instance, I believe. Yeah.
So
I'm not even sure they're doing growler fills, but I hadn't actually read that release.
No growler fills either. Nothing. It's literally only in-house.
That's good.
But they actually have a ton of other beers you can get there that aren't actually available anywhere else too. So that's kind of cool. But
it's a laundry list of beer they have there. That's incredible.
2 weeks, dude. I can't imagine being like, hey, I need 2 weeks off. I'm gonna stand in line for. I mean, this isn't like a release of a fucking Nintendo Classic or something. This is ridiculous. That's 2 weeks. I can't even imagine that. Yeah. So,
well, I think you'll see. I think that you're not going to have I'm sure the brewery's open at 10. You're going to be seeing people lining up at 6. I'm sure just to try and get that old Texas barbecue, getting in there 4 hours ahead of time. But we'll see who can do it.
Do you just stay there all night?
No, I don't think anybody's sleeping there. I think they're just releasing it for 2 weeks, and rationing it each day.
Right.
I mean, I don't think anybody's sleeping there. I'm sure they're cycling people within 48 hours. They said, I believe.
I just can't. I mean, it's like if I was like in line and then I got there the next day and I was farther back in line because if people got there earlier.
I mean, like they said, I think they said they hit their allocation rarely, but still, I mean that the nervousness of hitting that allocation in one day. Again, like barbecue, we sell it until we're gone.
Yeah.
But apparently that doesn't happen very often. I want to go over to. I'm working on it. I'm thinking about it. San Francisco Beer Week, the Bistro Double IPA. I'm going to try. I'm thinking about talking to my wife about getting there, and I hope that will be there.
When is San Francisco?
February 11th.
Oh, wow.
That's the start of it, February 11th.
You know that's Strong Beer Fest, right?
I do, but this is worth it. It's my 30th. Maybe I can squeeze it out of her.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on that week, actually. That's Arizona Beer Week.
Is that Arizona as well?
Arizona Beer Week, starting off basically with the Strong Beer Festival. But I did also see another festival down in San Diego. Modern Times is putting on their Coffee and Stout Festival. So a bunch of different breweries bringing their coffee-infused beers as well as coffees. So it's a double-sided coffee and coffee beer festival.
Awesome.
Yeah. So a lot of the big hitters, Great Divide, are going to be there with all their coffee-infused beers. And
you just need to turn a job into going to festivals because there's so many darn good ones. It's ridiculous.
Well, maybe if this thing takes off and starts paying us a little bit.
Yeah, let's do that.
We can go to Great American Beer Fest and all the other...
We'll just put the Be Rich Studios inside of a bus and just drive it around.
We'll be like the Breaking Bad of podcasts.
Oh, perfect. We'll get that camper too. I like that.
Driving around in a little bounder.
There's so many friggin' festivals out there that are just nuts. I mean, like I said, we were talking to that guy from Capital Tap. He mentioned the Shelton Brothers. I mean, that was a festival I'd never even heard of, and now I'm ready to go to that one too.
Right, and he said that one actually moves around too. So it actually goes in. It was in Kentucky, and then it was actually overseas, and it was. I mean, they move around every year, so it'd be interesting to kind of
in the U.S. That's this year.
Pretty awesome.
I was cruising around on that site. It hasn't said yet, but
you don't want to go to Mexico and.
Hey, as long as it's connected to the continental U.S., I'll think about it. I don't want to fly anymore. I'm too fat.
Yeah, you don't want to buy that extra seat.
No, I don't want to spill over into the other seat.
You don't want to do Kevin Smith?
No, I'm done with it. I'm done flying. At least for now.
The Coffee and Beer Festival.
Yeah, coffee and beer. That sounds good.
Carnival de Caffeination.
Coffee, especially that coffee part gets me. That sounds tasty.
Yeah, pour in some of that word. I'll take it.
Little special whiskey barrel-aged Yeti. It's one of the highly touted ones on Modern Times Instagram, at least.
Right, and the other one we're talking about was at the Rate Beer Fest. It's coming up too. Rate
Beer Fest. Yeah, that doesn't roll off my tongue.
Yeah, sounds like somebody's rating it in.
A raper.
Rate Beer Fest. I mean, I'm sure it's incredible. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure it's badass.
It's probably grape you in the mouth.
Rape.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. There's not enough time. There's not enough time in the day to get to all these festivals. It's crazy.
So what?
Week.
Brandon, you got stuff to add? What do you got going on?
I do. Well, I was told I had to bring an article today, so I actually found one on Facebook as I was eating my lunch at my desk today, and caught my eye because I've seen this beer posted around the interwebs and on Instagram, and finally saw the article about it. Apparently, it's a brewery out of London has made the shower beer. It's literally a beer that you can take in the shower.
That's any beer, but I want to hear about why this is different.
So you can drink it and you wash yourself with it?
So it touts that it's not only drinkable, but you can use it as conditioner. So it's a
that sounds fucking gross.
It's a double optimized drinking beer. Shower drinking beer. Yeah, it is.
Let me see this shit.
Hold on.
All right, sorry. He needs his info paper.
It's actually out of Sweden is the brewery. The article is out of London, but the brewery, the microbrewery is out of Sweden, dedicated to optimize the showering with beer experience by customizing a beer for the exact situation. So not only can you drink the beer, you can also use it as conditioner.
No, Brandon.
It is a 10% by volume.
Really? Yeah. Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to wash my hair with that and then go for a fucking drive.
I know, right?
What do you? No, officer, I swear it's just my conditioner.
It really just caught my eye because a lot of my friends, after a hard day at the job site for Habitat for Humanity, the first thing we want to do is grab a shower and grab a beer.
Yep.
So we are not shy with taking a beer in the shower with us, or the shower beer, as it were, and being that this is actually brewed for
also to be used as a conditioner. Yep. Get out of here!
I just poured all over my head. Like I would why even just pour it on your head and let it run down into your face.
Shower beer, 10% alcohol,
10%.
Like I said, you're gonna put that shit in your hair and you're gonna go driving around.
you're gonna
get a sobriety test immediately.
Yeah.
You're
Like I
basically-
said, officer, it's not. I swear, I didn't have anything to drink tonight. I just washed my hair.
Yeah, things might be a little bit more liberal
With a
over in
beer.
Sweden.
Sweet,
but
man.
Every beer is a shower beer. This is a
Apparently-
pointless invention.
Apparently, according to the article, the beer sold out in less than a minute online.
Get the fuck out of here.
And then they are currently brewing their second batch, which will be available in the UK and the United States here for sale pretty soon.
Wow.
So
You know, I want to try it. I mean, I want to try it, but
right.
this is every beer is a shower beer. This has been.
I
done.
mean, anything
And
that
any
you can
beer
take
you
into
can
the shower is a shower beer.
And frankly, any beer I can wash my hair with too. I mean, I'd love to see the consistency of this shit. Oh my
I'm sure it's
gosh.
just like
It's
a
just
normal ale.
gel. It's just gel.
Oh my god, like molasses,
Gulp.
10% molasses ale.
Yeah. Jeez.
But there is your shower beer,
shower beer.
aptly named.
Thank you, Mashable.
It's strong enough to mentally wash your workday off.
Or at least condition it.
Yeah, I mean,
Fucking A, it's strong enough.
10%.
Shower beer.
So there you go. There was my contribution.
I'm going to be honest with you. That was a good one. I mean, I'm disgusted by it, but I appreciate
And Nate,
the
what was
work.
your article? Oh, that's
I
right.
believe the start of this podcast is the answer to that question.
Glad you could be here with us
Yep.
again, Nate.
Hey, like I said, I'm just bringing the words.
Bringing the words and bringing the beer.
Yep, bringing
It's all
beer.
right. From Claremont.
And I'm ready. Oh, it's a good night of beer too. This is a good lineup of beer for anybody listening to this podcast. It's a special, in my opinion, special tasting today.
Well, you know what's the funny part is sorry to everybody listening.
3 special beers.
You can't get any of these beers anymore.
The Claremont, thankfully, you can.
Well, no. If you're listening to this podcast in Arizona, I guess I should
if you're
clarify
listening
that.
in Arizona, you're F'd in the A.
Sorry, you can't get these beers. 2 of them you actually can't get any more anyways. Remember where you're at.
Nope, they're sold out and done. So, like I said, it's a tasty night. No, we gotta start with we gotta go Wilderness next.
Okay,
we gotta go Wilderness. We gotta end.
Y'all know why.
We gotta end.
Easy nuts.
We gotta Well, we gotta end on the special.
Ah, I gotcha. So
I am titillated.
the other article I actually found that I want to talk about, and actually I brought it up, wanted to talk about last week. So I figured I'd basically just carry it this week. You know,
Perfect.
reuse stuff.
You're always talking about Sierra Nevada. Get over it.
Dude, they're like one of my beers, like the pale ale for Sierra Nevada is
They
one of those
started
things.
me. The bullet. What was it called? The
No,
triple bullet.
billet.
No,
Was it
not
billet?
Billet. It's bullet.
Silver bullet? I think you're thinking of fucking Coors.
No, I'm not
Son of a
thinking of
bitch.
Coors.
No, the Sierra Nevada actually.
go ahead.
What I'm thinking is
I'll
that
think
their
of the- I'll find
pale
the
ale
beer, you
is one of
keep
those
going.
beers where you can get any fucking place.
It's a great start.
It's
Hey,
fucking
this
delicious.
is good beer.
They
Yeah.
make really good beer. So the founders actually gave $2 million to UC Davis Brewing Program.
You know, we talked about this on the last podcast.
This?
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, we did.
Did we actually talk about that?
Yeah.
I don't think we did.
I'm
No,
almost 100%.
It was in our
positive.
it was in our bullet points to do it, but we never did it.
We did it.
No.
What's on?
You never listened to the podcast. You don't
You know what? If people got 5 minutes to hear about something twice. So you know what? Go ahead. But I can't wait. Well, now we'll start a poll. Did Chris forget about something he talked about in the last podcast and repeat it, or is Nate just retarded?
Well, the best part is Chris edits this podcast, so
Which makes it that much more funny. I can't wait.
which would be great is if
We're
if
gonna
I
cover
did
this on
talk
the
about
next
it.
podcast.
If I did talk about it, we'll edit this part out. If I didn't, then fucking, it's still in here. This is hilarious.
I know we did, but go ahead.
Okay, well then give me some information about the what actually it was then. If we talked about some last
There was
podcast.
an allocation. The money goes to an allocation for a brewer for the. I mean, I don't remember because it was 2 weeks ago. I've done a lot.
No.
No, let's just go ahead. All right, fine. I don't want to deprive our listeners of hearing about something twice. Go ahead.
It's still getting deleted from the whole fucking podcast. You son of a bitch.
No, you can't. This is good, especially when people are like, "Yeah, you did talk about that last time."
Yeah, even if I did.
All right, let's
Good
go.
Information.
All right, let's go. UC Davis.
No, I was just like, I
Round
think we may have mentioned it. I don't think we actually went into any detail about what it was.
It's possible.
But I just
We'll go with the not.
It's one of those things where it's just really nice to see that basically
yeah.
them giving money back to a brewing program at UC Davis.
Brandon's back. Brandon, you've got a fucking memory.
I'm not allowed to leave again because you two little bantering girls over here is just ridiculous.
What did we talk about this last
I
time?
don't recall this
All right,
conversation.
never mind. We're done. This is new news. Can restart, Chris. Go ahead. Sierra Nevada. No, this is good stuff. This is all good stuff. Keep going.
Basically, it establishes, like you were saying, a full-time brewing position for the program. So that way
awesome.
They're always in position for somebody who's actually going to be open for a while. So that way they continue on. And actually UC Davis has a long history of actually having a brewing program. They also get a lot of practical knowledge that you wouldn't be able to get in a brewing program or actually be in a brewery unless you were actually at a brewery working with somebody and training there. So it's just kind of cool that, this is something that's happening at a school and a university. Yeah. And for craft beer, it's going to propel.
If you love beer and you got the money to go to school for something like that, that's awesome. The Torpedo extra pale, I believe, is the beer I like from Sierra. It's the Torpedo and a bullet. Torpedo bullet. Yeah, that's close. You shoot them at people.
Anymore, a lot of universities are actually offering beer education classes and how to brew and how to badass. I don't know what they all entail or anything, like if it's like a beer 101, like learning about beer or brewing beer or whatever.
I believe there's plenty of certifications in a lot of different schools in the US, but it's
a lot of bars actually lately you have to pass certain levels of qualification in order to even serve beer.
And that's awesome.
Yeah. Cicerone.
All right, now while we're on that article, let's go ahead and talk about the beer that's getting tasted right now. Dirty Hop Water Series. Now, this is number 2. This is number 2.
Number 2 of the night.
Orange Tango. No, it's 2 in the series, I believe. I'm sorry. Dirty Hop Water, right there, Christopher. Orange Tango Jam. Delicious.
You the can. What does it say?
An India well, I don't know. India Pale Ale brewed with AZ orange juice. 7% alcohol by volume. I'm drinking 32 ounces of this bad boy right now.
Split 3 ways.
Yeah, split 3 ways. We brewed this beer to combine 3 things: an unfiltered juicy IPA, Galaxy, and Amarillo.
It's hazy.
Yep. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's hazy.
And don't haze me, bro.
And that's going to be also the theme of these couple beers too. It's got AZ Rust Norn White Wheat, all sourced right here in Arizona because that's their thing. That's what they do.
It's one of those. It's this very citrusy. The citrus note on it's pretty amazing. Like when you first smell it, it's definitely citrusy, jammy, like a marmalade type of thing.
Yeah, it's freaking good.
I like it.
You smell the oranges.
It's got a nice glow to it.
Before you even taste it, you just smell the oranges right off the top.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That orange.
I put my light from my camera phone up underneath the glass that I'm drinking, and all it is looks like orange juice. It's so hazy. It's a juice bomb.
Absolutely great.
It is the epitome of the juice bomb.
Well, it's probably the closest thing we've actually gotten in Arizona at this point to being a juice bomb, right? To being a big hazy beer. This is pretty close.
At least the one
made in Arizona, yes.
Right.
I mean, do I know every beer that's getting sold in AC right now? No, but this is the first one I've had, and it's here and it's good. We're kind of cover it later, but we had some great beers in California this weekend, and a couple. And this is almost a theme right now. I mean, there's a lot of breweries doing these unfiltered, juicy, great beers.
We talked about it a little bit on the last show too with the Modern Times. It's currently doing a lot of them, and
that Blam Blam. I've heard it's spectacular,
and
it looks very juicy.
We will be having that. I did kind of tease everybody with a little
and it looked
post
good.
On my Instagram.
It did look good, and it looked like orange juice too. I mean, it looked good.
There's some funky filters going on with that post on Instagram, but
right.
it is really the theme right now of a lot of breweries. The more hazy DIPA.
Yeah. No, absolutely. There's some killer doubles, and like I said, this unfiltered, this just juicy thing is. I mean, it's definitely a hot beer to make right now in a brewery. There's a lot of beers. There's a lot of breweries out there trying to put their stamp on it.
Right.
And I'm happy to taste them all.
And who knows where that idea came from? Somebody just was like, "Oh shit, we forgot to turn off the batch or whatever."
Next trend, right?
And
someone did it, and then someone was like, "Damn, that's friggin' good."
Yeah, and then just trickle down.
Absolutely.
Once somebody does it, then 10 people have to do it, and then another.
This sold out pretty quick. Same day at Arizona Wilderness that day.
You got 3 at the time, too.
Got 3 at the time. Gave one away, drank one, have one. And then also, I'm currently drinking the one I gave away, so I really double dipped on that one.
Weird. How's that work?
Yeah, we got some extra baby stuff. Gave a beer to this dear Christopher. But yeah, no, it's like
You're
I said.
welcome.
Yep, sold out in 3 or 4 hours. I don't want to complicate any of my mornings, but Wilderness is doing a killer brunch with some of these beer releases.
Yeah.
So, if you've got the time at 9 a.m. to get out there, there's some damn good food getting served with some damn good beer. In one's opinion.
Damn good food.
Damn good.
I think this is the third in the series. The Dirty Hop Water.
Is it? All right. Well, I'm going to go with that. Yeah. I've been wrong once tonight. Maybe.
I just Googled, just for everybody listening, because we're talking about it. What is a juice bomb? A juice bomb is a hazy, golden, unfiltered IPA. The low bitterness and late hopping showcase the citrusy, juicy notes that many American hops contain. A blast of tropical aroma is followed by a resiny and balanced flavor. So there you go. That is the juice bomb.
Yeah, it's a dank, juicy orange juice, great double IPA. It's freaking awesome. I can drink about 40 of these and shouldn't.
And that's the nice thing too. It's not overly hoppy. It doesn't taste like your normal IPA. Like, at least this one doesn't. Like, it doesn't leave that resonating taste in your mouth of like, oh, this is an IPA.
Surprisingly, for some of these filtered beers, they are clean like that. They're real clean in their taste, and the orange zest, like the orange zesty orange smell, taste, and it's really you can really getting it right. It hits your nose right as you're taking a sip of it, and it is freaking good.
Right.
So I actually was wrong. This is not the third in the series.
It's the second.
Nope, you're wrong as well. So it's the fourth, motherfucker.
Damn.
So yeah, before this,
the
first
one
one
talked about Sierra Nevada last week, and
the first one was Citra. The second was Integrity Brews Mosaic. Third was Cherub Rock, and fourth is Orange Tango Jam.
On the Dirty Hop Water series.
Yes.
All right.
I'm looking at Rate Beer right now, and they actually have those listed that way.
Is it really for the dirty on all of them? No kidding. All right. Yep. All right. Well, that's number 2. That's twice. At least once confirmed wrong.
Let's go for a hat trick.
Yeah, we can't list that on the podcast right now, but we can definitely look this up on the internet.
So this was packaged on 12/30, it says, and we are currently drinking it on the 9th of January. Yes. Yeah. So only 10 days old. So very delicious.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for bringing this to contribute.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank Chris.
Well, Nate actually went to the brewery.
Me and my baby stood in line to get it.
Which baby?
A 6-month-old baby.
Thanks, baby.
Yeah. Which baby?
Yeah.
So, your wife baby or
we
your
dedicate
baby?
this tasting to my little daughter Lila. But yeah, no. She had a couple sips herself. Yeah, she enjoyed it.
Name dropper.
She gave it a thumbs up and then sucked on her thumb. So
was that after you put a little bit on her thumb to suck on?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, try this. It's good.
You're gonna love it.
That's how we do. Yeah.
So yeah, good stuff.
Sorry, that's what we did to Stone when he was a baby.
Yeah.
I have no clue what you're talking about. We never did that.
Grandpa's cough syrup.
Whoa. We just used whiskey. Cough syrup. That's weird.
Oh, you're teething? Here, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Just right on the
gums. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is killer. And like I said, the way the orange gets you right in the beginning, it's
like pow right in the kisser.
It's good. This is it's a good beer.
Indeed. Thank you.
It's crazy. It blows my mind how much it really just gets that taste like orange juice.
I feel like we're on a trend. Not that it's a bad thing. Trend. It's not that it's a bad thing. I mean, we're all about supporting local, but on a definite trend of a lot of wilderness beers. We gotta spread the wealth again for the next couple episodes.
We only had one this time.
And I'm just saying.
Well, it's got to be local sometimes.
You've been on here 3 times, and we've had wilderness beer all 3 times.
And if there's I think when we were in California, we missed a beer release of their blonde stout.
Yep. Yeah,
and that would have been on the next one if I had been there. So,
not to say that wilderness is bad. Obviously, it's very good that we are continuing to drink it. I think
we need to spread the wealth to other Arizona breweries.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I agree with that. I mean, and I don't mean to ride the D of the Arizona wilderness, but hey, you know what?
I know.
Friggin' good beer.
We did have Dragoon on the last episode as well.
This is a nice like a trend for the evening as well, because the next beer is going to be a lot like this one, and it'll be really cool to taste the two against each other. So I'm looking forward to it.
And I loved your hand movement there. It looked like you're
doing Dutch rudder.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That was awesome.
Thank you. Do you actually want to talk about I guess we're going to have to, the beer flavor wheel?
Well, I mean, we're supposed to just use that and sound really professional and not talk about it.
Now let's talk about it.
Kind of like Fight Club.
That way people actually know.
Fucked it up.
Well, that way people.
I agree. It's cool. I'm interested in using it to increase my knowledge. So explain what it is.
Well, and so I've been drinking beer for a long time. I've never seen this. Actually, the idea is super simple, but it's pretty much kind of like, if you've ever seen like a Pantone matching system or a color wheel with these colors are analogous and this is blah blah blah. Like tertiary colors and shit. It's kind of like that, but it's actually for flavors of beer. So you start in kind of the center and you go, okay, well, this beer is sweet, and then goes out, and then those are things you can say, well, is it overly sweet? Is it syrupy?
Sweet what way?
Is it vanilla? Is it jam-like? And so it helps you kind of like, flow through kind of a words and actually help.
So it's kind of like it's rainbow colored on there, and just one word leads to a next set of words to help you describe beer in different flavors. What are the green ones there? I can't tell.
Was it vegetable, cereal?
Okay, so the hints of that tasting you're getting.
Right.
The oak.
Aromatic, fragrant,
some oak.
Floral. So like you smell it.
What are you getting, Brandon?
Taste
Tell me what you're getting. He's swirling it around. Swirling it around.
Got a good tangerine almost.
It is. Oh,
it's
man.
Almost a tangerine.
And
that's the thing. I listened to a beercast podcast called the Beerists, and let me tell you what,
they can taste.
They can taste the beers, man.
They can taste.
I feel like
they made me feel inadequate immediately.
Yeah, instantly.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like even their bad stuff, they taste things like horse blanket, and you're like, I never would have thought that.
It's like, yeah, no, it's crazy. It is very good. It is very good, and it's something to shoot for when you're trying to be serious about tasting beer and enjoying it. But that we'll post a link to that on the Hoppy Craftsmen for other people to check out, because you don't have to sit there and go on and on for hours describing a beer, but sometimes you like to sound a little smart, sound like you know what you're talking about. I don't.
Hey man, that's why we have you on.
Yeah, exactly. I make you guys sound awesome.
But no, it was just kind of cool and something new, and so I like to show that. And
we'll have to post a link to that because that's pretty cool. Let's show that.
Even Untapped has made a badge, the Wheel of Flavors. And so every time you drink
what is
like
that
5 different beers of a different flavor, you get the Wheel of Flavors badge.
Okay, yeah, I got that one over the weekend because I hadn't used Untapped in like a year, and I was only a level 2 on it, so that was sad.
That means you've drank 10 different flavors on the wheel.
Yeah, absolutely, that's a cool one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, IPA, big IPA, double IPA, triple IPA. Those don't count.
IPA. Yeah, sorry, my bad. It's true though. It's true.
Yeah, it's very true.
What I do.
Mm-hmm. So Nate, I'll let you kind of talk about this next thing. We hinted to it a little bit.
I woke up on Thursday morning with a real bug up my butt. I have a cruise on Instagram. I go
literally or figuratively?
Both.
Wow.
Well, it wasn't a bug, but it was up there. Anyway, I cruise Noble Aleworks Instagram. They were letting us know they're doing the 24K juice release double IPA on a Saturday morning at 11. I spoke to my wife. She told me to get lost. I immediately called Chris because I didn't think anybody else would want to go. And we went down there with a buddy David, and we went to the Noble Aleworks release, and it's a good beer. So we stopped at several breweries. Quickly ate a bunch of sushi and came home.
Right. Wow, that's a pretty good synopsis.
Yeah. Well, we'll flesh that out, but
yeah, there's a lot more. We talked about, went to a bunch of breweries when we were there. We actually, the first night we were there, we actually went to 3 different breweries.
Yep.
The following day, we did the beer release.
Yeah, did the beer release there at 9 and sat in line with a buttload of people.
Yeah,
that beer sold out immediately. We were happy to. We pretty much thought to ourselves we'd check out the line at about 9 and then realize we'd be hopping in line immediately.
Well, it's funny because we were sitting there, and the whole time we were in line, we did it like 2 or 3 times. Like we did it, people behind us did it. We're trying to do the math.
Yeah, the math. How many cases? There's how many people? You can have this many from a case. Okay, I think we're all right.
I think we're good. And then we do it again because we double check our math.
Exactly, because we're all not math majors.
Yeah. So then it was just, but yeah, it was, the line was cool. I mean, it was nice to actually meet people and talk to people in line that.
Yeah. Oh, met some killer people.
Right.
Met some killer people. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it was a good time. We cruised up there Friday afternoon, got to Bottle Logic, enjoyed some killer beers. It was a fun little trip to Anaheim. And a thank you to the Rosencrantzes for their extremely nice hospitality and breakfast.
Hotel Rosencrantz.
Yeah, some amazing people. So thank you to them.
They should start Airbnb is what they should do.
Absolutely.
We got
cell phone problems here. Yeah, no, I agree. So thank you to them. But no, we stopped in there and went to 6 breweries and had some killer beer and came home.
Right. Yeah. So and we're gonna actually write articles about each brewery and kind of talk about more and go into depth. But I mean, so at this point, I mean. We what you say, we hit Bottle Logic. We actually hit up. Jesus.
Yeah. Now Brandon's gonna, just so we know, everybody. We'll continue on this story. But first off, it's the Noble Aleworks out of Anaheim, the 24K juice double IPA. Brandon's gone ahead and poured it out here for us.
You're welcome.
Heads up, no carrots or gold were used in the making of this beer.
So not like
they didn't
gold schnapps.
Yeah, exactly.
Gold Slugger.
No carrots went in here. It's an alcohol. It's 8.5%. Obviously, there's some alcohol in it. 8.5%, and it's a freaking awesome beer. It's obviously Like another juice bomb here, another beer that looks a lot like juice. We got both.
The last
of these.
one was hazy. This one is even hazier.
Yeah, sorry about that.
This is like fucking grapefruit when you look at it. Like, if you look at this just in the glass, it looks like grapefruit.
Well, this one, and I've got the dirty hop water on the right, and I've got the noble on the left, and I'm looking at no pulp on the right, and I'm looking at all pulp on the left. You know, I mean, it's just killer, juicy looking beer, and I just want to drink them.
Juicy. Well, you have it in your hand, so
Yeah,
drink
I'm gonna
up,
go ahead and do that
bitch.
right now.
Were you able to taste it at the brewery when you got it?
Not a friggin' chance.
Well, so you could, but
yeah,
you had to
if you want to get in the next line, if you wanted to go from one line to the next, because I'll be honest, Noble Aleworks did this well. They had a lot of people in that line, and they had them lined up deep. They brought them in, they brought everybody in, and they opened the brewery an hour early. On all you could do is get the shirts for the release, because they did a special shirt, and you could get your beer. You couldn't do anything else. You couldn't buy anything else. They kept that line moving.
Right, so it was nice.
Props
it was really
to them
nice.
on getting us out of there. I mean, they opened at 11. I think we were out of there within 45 minutes to an hour. Done, hitting the road on the way to LA.
Yep.
It's a good beer, and like I said, and if the last one was juicy, and like Brandon said, and in a tangerine kind of taste, this one's just straight oranges, in my opinion. Brandon's getting some good photos here of the can.
Trying to get this in all of its hazy, juicy, balmy.
This one's danker
delivery.
for sure. It's got a real dank taste at the end. Very resiny, just really good hop resin taste.
Wow,
when I say dank, in my opinion.
I haven't even had a taste yet. I'm trying to still take a picture of it.
So
look at this beer taste wheel, and then let's see.
Is the dank must be on there?
The dank.
Just
Wow, it smells.
This sounds.
Oh my
It
God.
smells resinous.
It just at the end. It's just all resin, deep, dank. Just,
Piney.
oh yeah,
Awesomeness.
Wow.
yeah.
That tastes like orange juice.
It does. I know. Like I said, if the dirty hop water was a really good tangerine, I thought that was a good word for it.
Yeah.
This one's just oranges. I mean, just deep, dank oranges.
It tastes like you're drinking Sunkist straight out of the bottle.
Hey, look at the top of it. You pour this in a cup, someone's gonna be surprised when they taste it because if you pour this at breakfast,
that tastes like the perfect bromosa right there. It's like without
I was
the
gonna
orange
say that
juice.
on the last one. You had some more. You had some oranges, and you got yourself a good bromosa, real good. But no, seriously, it's a friggin' awesome beer, and I'm gonna go ahead and play with this can again. But it's good stuff. So props to Noble for really keeping that line moving.
24 karat, and that was they had
24 karat juice.
They have two different ones, correct?
No, it's just the one that I know of. At least this beer. This is
What
the
was
only
the
one
other
we
one
got.
that you brought though?
I brought you an extra one. I just brought you one to drink.
Oh, that was another one of those. I see.
I just brought you one because I'm a sweet mofo.
You are a sweet mofo because you did not.
And I know
invite
you guys
me.
gotta say I didn't bring you, so I was losing sleep over it. So
No, you weren't.
Oh my gosh!
Don't lie.
Talk to my wife. I felt like a piece of shit. Here we go. Here you go, Brian.
You're fine.
No, it was a good time, and
Impromptu trips are the best, and
yeah, like I said, I really thought to myself, no one's going to want to go drive 5 hours to pick up some beer and then drive home in 5 hours. And it was a grueling 800-mile, 13-hour trip, but we did, we added some breweries to it, which really kind of made it fun. And that's where we're going to do it again when we go.
Here's the thing: if we ever make the tour bus mobile,
the mobile studio,
Mobile Riches.
Were we talking about that before the podcast, or is that on?
No, we talked about
Okay,
it.
good.
Yeah.
All right, so our folks know here. Okay, yeah, we're talking about getting this thing going on a mobile situation.
If we ever do that, I will say that this car trip taught me anything is that we need to make sure that there's a bathroom in that mobile bus and that it has a window with a fucking fan.
Yeah, there was some
Smelly sons of
gassy
bitches.
pieces of shit in that car this time around. No one was fucking innocent of the three big men that were in that car, for the record.
No, nobody was.
But no, we had our good buddy David come with us, and we went to the first night we hit up Bottle Logic, the brewery, Turo, and then finished it off with Stereo Brewing there, just a new brewery over there in Anaheim, and all of them were killer. I mean,
great.
I only had the hoppy selections out of each, and Chris can definitely talk to the brewery a lot better than I can, but the hoppy obligations from the brewery,
Yep, that's what you had, yeah.
god damn.
Dude, they had, so when you walk into the brewery, they actually have you fill out basically a little a sheet. They give you a sheet of paper. It's like,
Yeah,
check.
that's the thing to do now to keep shit going.
Right, check 6 beers, or that way you can get a flight off the bat. Or if you just want a full pour, just walk up. Right, so nothing crazy. Yeah, but they had a bunch of sour beers. I mean, that's what location's all about it's sour beers, right?
That's what they do. That's their sour. I mean, and I think the guy was describing it as a 70-30 mix from both the brewery and then the brewery Tyrrell, but still, that's where the sours and the funky stuff's getting down the barrel.
So that's where I wanted to go. Because I'm into sours.
Shit, I'm not super hot on, but I had one great beer there. That, like I said, hoppy obligations. There's hops on a menu. I'll find it.
You know, great beer I had there. Black Tuesday 2016.
The one you have 3 bottles of?
Yeah, so I was like, sweet, I can even wait even longer now to open them up.
Because you've had it.
Right, because I had it. Right. So I can go a little bit longer for another bottle share.
Yeah.
I can bring that on. But it was really damn good. They actually had Tart of Darkness with cherries and vanilla, which was fucking phenomenal. Melange 1, Melange 14.
It sounds intriguing, I'll be honest.
It was
I was
really
in the middle
good.
of losing my debit card at the Tyrrell, so I only had one beer, and then we had to drive back to sushi. Found it though.
We did get so Crisis Averted that night. It was nice.
Crisis Averted.
So then we went to Stereo, which was a newer place. I mean, I don't know.
Killer vibe.
Dave heard about it from somebody. He knew about it.
Rosenkrantz went ahead and recommended that one, and it was a killer recommendation. We had the Death of a Ladies Man double over there, and I enjoyed the shit out of that. And I watched the Coyotes lose in an embarrassing way. That was real sweet.
Yeah, they did. It was awesome.
No, it was a killer brewery, and they actually are Stereo Brewing, so they're playing vinyl. And we sat there, and we were like, they're just spinning that shit.
There's no way it's vinyl.
We're looking up track listings to try and figure out if it's actually happening. No, they're playing vinyl and a killer upright vinyl player, record player, and it was awesome.
Nice. It was real good.
Yep. Yeah, it was awesome. They were playing some Supertramp.
They were. It was pretty rad.
Yeah, it was killer.
Really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed it.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Next time, bro. It's not the last time.
No,
sure.
We're gonna be doing this again, and we're gonna make sure that all the Hoppy Craftsmen contributors are gonna be there because honestly,
thanks. I appreciate it.
I know. Like I said, this was a learning experience because really I had no idea the good breweries were in Anaheim. I had known about Noble, and I knew we would be hitting up Noble first thing. Didn't know about anything, I did not know we'd be hitting up, again, the next day, went to Monkish, went to Smog City. What was it?
And that happened.
Carriage.
Those happened on the way there. Like, we were literally driving the way there, and we're bullshitting and talking, and we're like, well, we should see how close Monkish is.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go, and I know Dave said he wanted to go.
Phantom was another recommendation from that Kenny guy from Capital Tap. We were like, yep, that sounds like our kind of spot. Went over there.
Yeah,
it was a killer recommendation from that dude. But yeah, the amount of the good beer getting served up in Anaheim, and there's probably 20 breweries that are doing killer shit that we didn't mention, but still,
I feel like that's just like the trend anywhere now. It's like breweries are just popping up all over the place.
They are,
and they're making a name for themselves.
Some
good
of
reputations.
them are. Some of them are. You got to have your thing. Bottle Logic's thing is, besides the fact that they're making badass beer, and in the next time we do this, I'll bring the double actuator, the bottle that I picked up. But we have a tasting glass right here from Bottle Logic. They're killing it with their logo. I know it's what's in the glass, but Bottle Logic is killing it with any and all merchandise.
Well, they kind of have like a science theme with all of their beaker glasses.
They're killing that shit. Yeah. They have a can glass with beaker reading, countings on the side. It's if you've got a nice little gimmick like that, it goes a long way. Really besides the fact that they're putting great beer in the bottle.
Well, what the other thing too is we parked in the parking lot next to the brewery, right from the Bottle Logic,
right.
There's a sign that said "New brewery coming soon" right across the street from Bottle Logic.
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, you're right. They're popping up all over the place. But if you can besides putting great beer in a glass, you can get a good logo going. People want to put that. They want to rock that.
Well,
it's a great thing to do.
We talked about it before. I'm a sucker for glassware. That's the thing is, I love glassware. I actually had to throw out glassware the other day because I had so much to bring back. So I was like, ooh, shit, I gotta get rid of some of that stuff. So yeah, it was cool. And then Phantom Carriage was a horror, and then the kind of like metal.
Yeah, horror metal bar. Playing killer music. Had a horror movie, like a little mini theater going on in the side room. Good food, great beer.
Lugosi,
I think I had Straight Outta Carson. Straight Outta Carson. It was a double or single IPA. Shocker. Super good.
Yeah, I had Broadacre's Strawberry, which is a sour Berlin Weiss. It was really good.
Nice.
And then I will say this: I am the fucking champion at was it Ring Hook?
Oh yeah, they had this 5 foot. They had this 5 foot set of wire with a ring on the end, and you sent it 5 feet across the room, and you had to hook it on the. Yeah, ring, whatever. That's a real great description.
Ring hook.
Hook ring. I like that better. Yeah.
Hooker ring.
Yeah. swing a hook and put it on a ring.
and Nate was trying it for a while.
Yeah, I
didn't make it
very well.
Didn't do so good.
Yeah, I just went to go to the bathroom and Chris found me trying, and then he came and did it about fourth try. So screw that guy.
Yeah, and I was like, "This is easy." And I walked over and was like, "Floop." Nate was fucking pissed.
Yeah, and then finished
all in the wrist.
Like I said, back to this Noble IPA real quick. Let's give this just a little bit more time. The tasting on it, I know not too many here have had too many drinks of it. That we just finished up our dirty hop water.
I'm trying to savor it.
Let's go ahead and make sure to really dig into it.
Slow roll, so we can get a good picture of the three of us with it.
I'm trying also to drink this beer first and not go back and forth between the two, the Tango Jam series.
So you don't ruin your palate?
Right, yeah. I want to go from this guy and then step up to the next one. But I mean, I had a little sip of it. It's fucking pretty amazing. Yeah. It's worth waiting in line.
So resin, it's just resin, dank hoppiness in that sip, and it's just
delicious.
Good. So
when we were at Monkish, you had Foggy Windows.
Foggy Window from Monkish. I've seen people on Instagram with cans of this shit. And if you can track it down, give up your firstborn, do whatever you got to do.
So what do you think this compared to that? Like what are...
and there was, again, Foggy, unfiltered, IPA, double, super good. Foggy Window is the best beer I had all weekend.
Okay.
Fact. And I had some of this weekend.
So, wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Nice.
I don't know. I thought it was just super clean and really good, and just I don't know. Maybe it's the vibe of Monkish too. I thought that place was pretty cool, but
what's it because you couldn't take a growler home with you?
That pissed me off. So that was a knock against it. But good on them for serving the people that come to their brewery. They're not trying to sell it out. People come in there with 5 growlers and ask them all to fill it up. So that's good on them for making sure people can come to that brewery and get a glass of that beer. But yeah, I had 2 glasses of it while I was there, and it was just freaking awesome. So I mean, don't get me wrong, we drove 800 miles for this beer. I mean, this is what started that trip. This is awesome. It's great. It's a great beer. But I don't know, I just the Foggy Window went right immediately to a spot in my head where I will always try and get that beer forever and ever. And apparently they have a foggier window.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't even think I could handle that. I'm not going to try that. I don't think I can handle it. So, I like to keep my melons. My head would blow off. So, yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to read a few articles about where we went to, and then Nate's going to actually write as well.
Yeah. We'll get a synopsis on each little spot. We got some glassware and some beers from each. So we got some stuff to talk about. So it'll be good.
Nice. I definitely bought enough beer over this weekend to have enough beer for the podcast for a month or two.
Because we also hit up 2 killer bottle shops. Gerard's, not Gerard's there. When we hit Anaheim, and that was a killer little deli store, bottle shop.
Store. So it's like a grocery store, like a man cave.
Yeah, and
we walk in, it was a freaking full cooler, and it was like 3 racks in the center.
Nuts.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was a killer amount of beer. So in El Cerrito on the way out of town after we left
which
LA.
That's a straight liquor store. And
yeah, but they had some beers I'd been looking for, and really wish I hadn't blown my wad earlier in the weekend, because I would have bought more and more.
Right, it's almost worth it just to go there.
Yeah, that was
5 hours to go there. It was crazy.
So they had more rare beer than I expected. Just cases of Goose Island, Bourbon County sitting there. Don't get me wrong, a lot of people aren't trying to get after that now in recent, but still, there's a lot of people want to find stuff.
Right, which I've seen like a couple of them, but I haven't seen they had 3 cases stacked on top of each other.
I believe it was holding up advertisements.
Probably because there's so much other good beer that people want.
No, yeah, absolutely.
It was crazy. Yeah, and they had full cooler section.
Competition.
It was insane. They actually had a cold section, and then they actually had beers on a shelf outside, and they had coolers, and you actually had a walk-in cooler section.
They had some Belgian beer I've been looking for months, and fortunately I didn't have $60 in my pocket. But no, they've got some great stuff, and so El Cerrito was good. Another David recommendation, so he hooked us up with a little local tour.
It's good for local knowledge.
Right. We went out of the way for that one too. We actually we needed to get gas, and so that was kind of within our boundary.
It was roughly 20 minutes maybe out of the way. So yeah,
worth it, totally worth it.
Yeah, we were hauling ass back on Saturday night. My wife was trying to get me home, so it was it was fun. It was fun, but it was a quick trip. It was a quick trip back and forth, and you run and gun on trips like that, you'd always like more time.
Right.
So next time, like you said, hopefully I'll be able to join you guys.
Yeah, you will. You will. I honestly, if I had known what it was going to turn into, I mean, I don't think we could have left without every single Hoppy Craftsman in that car. It felt like it was going to be a lot more painful, really, going over for Noble Aleworks. But we sat in that line for 3 hours and talked to some badass dudes. So, knowledge was learned that weekend, that it was a pretty good time. So
I feel like our next trip is going to be out to San Diego, actually, probably to pick up our collaborations.
I would
Stone.
absolutely agree with that. Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking before the show about what bottles are coming out next and trying to figure out and plan for our bottle releases.
We've all got Stone beers that are coming that we all got to pick
their
up.
Berlin collaboration kickstart that they won.
We helped build that place.
We did.
We put money into
some more than
brick
others.
And mortar of that place. Yeah, me less, you guys more.
I did.
Chris
two
and
bricks.
I got 2 collabs. Yep.
Yeah,
we did 2 bricks. You only did 1.
Yeah,
so.
There better be a
one
brick with our
solid
name over
brick.
there. That would have been that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I would have spent more money for that.
Brick
Huh,
with
your
our
brick
name.
doesn't have your name on it?
No.
You guys
guys.
sucker.
You didn't pay the $5 extra?
Yeah.
No.
Jesus. Yeah.
It just says suck it. That's what mine says.
Suck it.
Yeah, no, Scott, the Stone owes us some beer. So
do.
we're going to be getting down there to get that anyway. That'll be the next one. But I want to go back to Anaheim someday soon.
Well, Anaheim, San
Tomorrow.
Diego, all in California.
San Francisco. Wish it wasn't 10 hours away.
Right. Napa Valley up where friggin'
Well, they've
Russian
got
River is.
like Cellar Maker. That place has a spot in my heart. I'd love to get back up there.
Firestone.
Like I said, Hayward doing the Bistro Double IPA on February 11th, and that's when I'm like, that's the dream someday anyway. They regularly kick off SF Beer Week, and like you said, that's kicking off every beer week. I think
It feels like it.
That's roundabout when we're doing Arizona Beer Week as well, and I've got to get tickets to that now. Apparently, I've got to buy Super
Plus, it's
VIP.
Valentine's, so you got to convince the other half of you to.
My wife, and she laughs.
wife?
Love you, Caitlin.
My wife.
My wife.
I love it because she always says, she's like, I like good beer. I like good beer. Yeah, I spent the last 3 years making sure you love good beer. You like the beer.
That was like a prereq.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Just here, try this, taste this. You love this. This is
like
good stuff.
Beer, must like Netflix and chill.
Yeah, must like one child. So
Wow, that was just determined.
yeah, exactly. So no, it's a good time, especially if you got a significant other like that to bring along with you. But
Nice.
beer is good, and I want to get out to San Francisco ASAP.
In case you're listening.
In case you're listening, San Francisco, come pick me up. What's next, Chris?
I'm at Caitlin.
Or do we need to continue to rehash the California trip again? Like I said, had some good beers
You
this
guys
weekend.
beat that one into the ground.
Yeah, we got it.
no.
Brandon doesn't want to talk about it anymore. All right, Brandon doesn't talk about it anymore.
No, I mean, we're writing articles about
That's
it. We're
right.
going
We
to
got
go
to
into
save
it.
some stuff for the articles, but yeah. Regardless, this Noble Aleworks 24K juice. Brandon, drink more of that.
Like I said, I want to save it for a little bit of a picture with us. All to have some of the hoppy, juicy, balmy dankness, so we can post that shit on Instagram.
It's almost got like this hue of green to it when you look through at the top because it is just a hoppy mess.
I think you're colorblind. No, I'm just kidding.
It is a hoppy.
Is there
mess.
mold on this? Or
Yeah.
what? No,
That's great.
I did just find a post on Facebook. I wanted to get a quick shout out to Santan Brewery. Apparently, they made Draft Magazine's list of top winter citrus beers with their Moon Juice Galactic
Nice.
IPA. So there were
a good beer.
There were 6 beers
like that beer.
listed on here from what was that? New Belgium, the Citradade.
I haven't had that one.
Alpine beer.
Ooh, what's this one?
This is Mandarin Nectar.
Ooh, yeah,
I've
that's a
had that.
good one.
Yeah, I had that
That's a
too.
good one.
Latitude 33 with their
duet.
Blood Orange IPA. Baird, never heard of that brewery, with their Temple Garden Yuzu Ale. And Brew Hub with their Key Billy Island Ale. Not familiar. But then, yeah, Santan.
We don't know any of these, but we know that the Moon Juice is good, so you should drink it if you're in Arizona.
But then, I mean, this is not necessarily Arizona. This is just Draft Magazine's.
Absolutely. But where the Moon Juice is, I mean, if you can get it, that's a killer beer.
Yeah, it's their, like I said, not the Galactic Grapefruit IPA. Excuse me if I mispronounced that earlier, but it's Santan's
Damn it.
Moon Juice Galactic Grapefruit IPA. Quick shout out to Santan. They posted this on their Facebook earlier this afternoon. So good on you guys.
A proud Arizona brewery.
Absolutely.
And as they should be.
They are probably the top now craft brewery in Arizona.
Yeah, they're one of the bigger ones.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all up to opinion as far as,
With the most distribution, at least.
Yeah, I mean, if you're making, if they're I'm sure they're making a lot of barrels of beer. I'm sure Four Peaks is still pumping pretty high numbers across across Arizona.
I'm considering.
We're talking about quality.
Well, I'm considering them not big beer though.
Well, that's true.
Whoa.
Yep. Whoops. That was a mistake.
Yeah. Don't be touching those.
Whoops. Nate just touched something he shouldn't have.
Yeah. And on that note.
So evidently, and then I'm also on that note, Gila Basin actually is one of the 34 best new breweries in the U.S. according to Beer Advocate.
Where's Gila Basin?
Dang, and that's centrally located here in the valley, I believe.
It's Thomas just west of 48.
That one was going to make the Hoppy Craftsmen Valley Beer Crawl. That one was going to make it on that.
I've never heard of it. Yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah, Helio Basin looks good. I haven't been over there, but they're from what I understand, they're making good beer. So
sweet.
If you are, next time you hear this, if you're in that area, Helio Basin,
next time we do a trip, we just have to do an in-town trip.
Oh no, I'm putting together the Valley Beer Crawl because, like I said, man, there's just some good beer getting made here. Sweet. We haven't made to half those breweries, so that's a good list. You said it was what 34 best new breweries.
Yep. Sweet for 2016. So that was pretty cool.
I'm imagining Beer Advocate goes off of votes by users. So that's something.
It's funny. The only reason I know where it's at is because I actually go over there and get food sometimes.
You've seen it before?
I've seen it. I'm like, that's where it's at. Oh,
nice.
I know, Steve.
Nice.
So very cool. Yeah. So what else has been popping, guys?
Not a lot. I've got too much beer and I don't know what to do with it. So I'm going to share it with Brandon and you guys and drink a lot of it. We need to do a beer share soon. We need to get together personally and do some drinking. So more drinking
than just talking about drinking.
Yeah, more drinking than we can do on a beer podcast and trying to sound smart talking about it.
I am being a little conservative this week because I am in training mode for my next half marathon this coming weekend. So that's why I'm being a little conservative with my beer intake this week.
Name of the marathon?
It would be the Rock and Roll Half Marathon here in Phoenix.
Sweet.
Going for my 5th in 2 years.
Nice.
Trying for a new PR of under 1 hour and 35 minutes.
Fucking A, man. Good luck. That's awesome. That's good stuff.
That's why I'm a little bit...
not trying to pound them back.
Trying to, be conservative with my intake this week.
You wouldn't have wanted to go this weekend.
And why we're recording on Monday.
Yes, and why we're recording on a Monday night.
Yes.
See, you wouldn't even wanted to go. I did this for you and that figure you, dude.
Stop it.
You could thank me for that extra 30 seconds this weekend.
Boom.
Nah, thanks a lot.
So actually, I was thinking earlier, our first article I talked about was the 20... what that guy gave up for New Year's. What are some of you guys' predictions for this year? Like, what's going to happen in beer? We talked about, what trends were last year. Is there anything you guys can think of that might be happening this year? Like, what are some things that might be happening?
I got one. Okay. I mean, and I don't know how. We know how a lot of things are starting in California and they kind of move their way. And don't get me wrong, the East Coast is doing a lot of killer things and they're doing their own trends. But I think we were talking about this weekend. The death of. A lot of people aren't digging on IPAs. They were the way they were 3 or 4 years ago. I think California's, you've got those breweries that are specializing in it, but I think a lot of breweries are tired of pumping out IPAs. They're trying to make more beer that meets their artistic, brewer goal. And so I think you're going to see less of that stuff. But like I said, where we are, I think it's a wave that kind of washes over. And I think it's something we're going to be seeing a lot of. But I think it could be a trend you see where in California they're not going to be making. It's not everyone's goal to make a killer double IPA every time they go out of the gate.
That's interesting because I feel like that's almost like a prerequisite for being a brewery in California or on the West Coast for that matter.
Totally,
is to have.
You're going to find one. I think you're always going to, like I said, I walked into the brewery Turo and that's a sours and I looked for the one hoppy option because that's what I love. I love the hops in my dome. That's what happens. And there's options. There's always one. But yeah, no, I think that you're right. I think they're going to make their one. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to make their one and make sure it's a top beer that they can make. Right. But I don't think you're not going to see every brewery trying to make IPA after IPA after IPA. I think you have those places like El Segundo. I mean, they do hoppy beers. That's what they do. That's why I love them. So they're going to continue doing that. But you have a lot of places doing other things and trying to make good beer. It's stouts, Berliner Weiss, Belgian beers. They want to make stuff that meets their artistic goal as a brewer. And I just think you see less of the goal to run towards IPAs.
Right. Brandon's, I think,
it's just an opinion.
I don't know if there's going to be any particular trends. I can't foresee any particular trends. The one I hope dies with a bloody death is all the fruit fucking beers. I cannot. There are too many beers out there that are trying too hard.
I wanted to.
There are too many beers out there that are trying too hard. Ballast Point with their fruit beers, and I just want to see that trend end. But I know because if they keep doing it, other breweries are going to keep doing it, so it's not going anytime soon.
Totally, you'll still find in grapefruit this, grapefruit that. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I don't think it's their thing that they started, but I mean, I certainly saw more grapefruit beers after the grapefruit sculpin got big,
right,
without a doubt.
Well, even like that one I just mentioned from Santan that got recognized in Draft Magazine was a grapefruit IPA.
Oh yeah, I actually had. If you get one, there's always shit floating in it too, and that's fucking grapefruit pulp. So it's like,
but it's made with real actual grapefruit as opposed to artificial flavoring, which a lot of these beers are.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think Ballast Point made it the most popular. They're mostly widely distributed at this point, so you see a lot more from them. But yeah, I'm with you. I think that, again, we talked about it last week, but
I'm with you.
It's one of those things where it's cool that it was
a trend,
and it was nice, and we get some of these flavors. But at the same time, I kind of want some of that to like those rare variety beers or like experiments, if you will, happen at the brewery. Man, you go to the brewery, enjoy some of those things. At the same time, you got if somebody's
remember me giving you shit like with that beer with cherries in it. You lose me so fucking quick once you get to those description of beers and you start listing off cherries. It's just like cherries, grapefruit. It's just, don't get me wrong. I mean, I know that we're talking about this juice bomb that tastes like orange juice, and that's just our thing. That's these beers things, but still. I don't know. I agree. I'm tired of fruity beers.
If someone's going to make money on it, they're going to make money on it no matter what.
Because the Cantillon or Cantillon, Cantillon, however the fuck you pronounce it, those are fruity lambic sours, and I will kill someone for one. So, I mean, I guess it's all about what you think. But
again, it comes down to being limited, right? If it's a limited beer, it's one thing, but it's when it's fucking mass produced in such quantities after a while it's just so saturated.
You certainly can't find any Cantillons on just any shelf anywhere.
Supply and demand, right? The supply for it, they fucking flooded the market with it. Now at this point, you're almost fucking done with it. I'm done, right? I don't need.
As a rule, if it starts out grapefruit, I'm done. Create a grapefruit or orange or tangerine taste with the hops in your beer,
or an orange. Tango jam.
Create that by just going nuts in your mash and creating that with your hops and do whatever. However you go about. But if you're sitting there and you're just chucking grapefruits into a beer or whatever, concentrate, even worse, extract, whatever. If it says grapefruit, something, insert fruit here, then the beer. Oh, thank you.
Right.
So I agree, Brandon.
Again, it might not necessarily be a trend, but it's a hope that I really hope that a lot more breweries jump on canning their beers for one, or at least offering their beers like how Monkish does and Wilderness does, and kind of these big fill themselves.
Yeah, I think the can releases are like crazy now. I mean, like I said, we drove it this weekend. I mean, I'm liking seeing these breweries that like to do limited beers. At least they're doing them in cans. I mean, we can't all get up to Russian River. We can't all get up to certain breweries that are in San Francisco or things like that. They're 10, 13 hours away. So it's nice to see beers getting put in cans and distributed a lot more.
Right. Hey, we can trade them easily, or we can actually try beers you normally can't try.
Yeah, totally.
It's nice. I think it gets people out. Not necessarily to the liquor stores or other places you can get beer at, your local water, but you can actually get to the brewery too. I mean, it's the good thing is you can get down there and get there to support them.
Went to Wilderness a couple weekends ago with the whole family,
right,
to pick up this orange Tango jam.
Yep. Whole damn family.
The whole family. So
I'm just really hopeful that they actually all people pick up on that trend. I think Arizona, with Wilderness doing it, I don't see a ton of. I mean, they're doing crawlers a lot at places, but
they need. I mean, again, I know I like to tote Air Wilderness's style and the way they do things, but the way they're doing these canning, the way they're making sure that there's just no air in it. There's a different from a crowler situation. They're sitting there and making sure these beers are tight and they're lasting like a month.
Right.
I believe they. I don't want to say they said something like 3 months, but I would never let a beer sit that long. Never.
I mean, so it's them. It's friggin' Dogfish is starting to can their bears we talked about before. So I just see a lot more. They're jumping on board now. Hopefully, Stone's doing it in Berlin. They're doing some beers here. I think you see a lot more of it. I think the stigma of cans being lesser inferior beer is going away, and so
We've talked about it on other shows,
right.
Can versus bottle, and just the sustainability of having a can model as opposed to a bottle model. But
I totally agree.
No, it is a trend, and it's definitely growing. That's for sure. And even if it's your normal freaking PBR in a can, it's something that's been around for a long time, and just dependent upon what. Nate's laughing about something.
Yeah,
Nate's getting a call home. He's like, I gotta go, bitches.
No, I'm good here. I did laugh some on the phone.
But it's a good trend, and it needs to continue and grow.
Right. I hope they do a lot more. I like that Wilderness does these can releases. I hope other breweries follow suit.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to see Santan do it.
I like to see can releases like this. Like I said, if you're buying crowlers, it's no different than getting a growler fill. Those things are lasting 72 hours.
Right. Well, even a tall boy,
not even a 32 ouncer like the tall boy that crowler.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. The 1 pint here. Yeah, the 1 pint from Noble Ale. I mean, that's what I like to see, and that's what that's what we saw from Monkish for the foggy window. Mm-hmm. I mean, like I said, we don't live there, but God,
that's what a lot of the Californians are doing.
Yeah, they're doing these 1 pints and thank God.
4-packs. Modern Times is doing them. That was how I got the Blam Blam and the 4-pack. Right. Their recent one, the Goblin Rock.
Right.
They're all just the pint size.
I'll be honest with both of you guys. I see more runs to California for some of these can releases. Yeah. I enjoyed myself this past weekend. This is my first one. I thought it might be super fucking painful. I'll be honest with you. So it was badass, and we're gonna have to do this, all three of us.
Well, that's the nice thing about living in Phoenix here.
Yeah, not 5 hours.
We're not too far.
I mean, you can get to San Diego and Anaheim, whatever part of the California you need to get to for at least, like I said, San Francisco. You're gonna be a little far in that.
Maybe easy. Well, another place we think about doing is good old Colorado. There, and that's a decent flight. In the flight,
yeah. If you can get a flight, you're done. Yep.
Yeah,
you'll be done quick on that.
The problem is checking all that beer.
We came back with a trunk full of shit. Yeah. I mean, it was nuts.
But to brewery hop in Denver, at least I do have in there, obviously, with my sister. But,
what's the drive to Colorado from here?
To Denver?
Yeah.
Like 13 hours.
Oh fuck! That's like I said, San Francisco.
Yeah, that's a weekend trip, buddy.
Yeah, no, it's a 2-nighter. It's a 2-nighter for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I agree. So sounds like a bad. 2016 is going to be a good year for can releases.
2017.
2017 is going to be a great.
I hate it when you have to scribble out the 6 and write the 7 in. Don't you? Always at the beginning of the year when you're writing out your reports.
Yep. No, I agree.
Well, good stuff. I mean, there are a lot of things on the horizon that we need to plan out and figure out, and we'll definitely be doing. I know we talked about doing some brewing some homebrew here sometime.
We're going to be getting together. We're going to get together to do that. The Hoppy Craftsmen are going to be getting together to do some fun stuff.
Right. So look forward to that, guys. So it's time to wrap up the show. So.
Well, thank you very much for having me yet again. I'll probably be back next time. I'm probably just going to make this like a regular thing if you'll have me.
You just want to set up a room in my
just you don't mind. I'm just going to keep hanging out here at studios on the reg. So, like I said, unless we get some sort of revolt, I'll be back next time. But so, thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, as long as you keep bringing good beer, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so what can we, find us? Everybody finds us on Instagram, right? Hoppy Craftsmen.
Hoppy Craftsmen on Instagram. Get us on WordPress. Get those articles read. We're going to be getting some more on the WordPress as far as this whole California trip. We're going to get that all condensed and getting that on there. So some brewery reviews coming.
Where else? We're on the Facebook, Hoppy Craftsmen. We're on iTunes. We are on Stitcher. We are on Google Sound.
It's nonstop.
Google Play Music.
Google Play.
And here's the thing: is if anyone you do, I mean, we're on iTunes predominantly. That's actually we get a lot of our stuff through. If you're on there, take a couple seconds, write a review. Say you like us, say you hate us, don't make a difference. Actually, I'd love to read some of the reviews online if we get some to actually read them and talk about and thank people. Mm-hmm. So, definitely take a second. Rate
Absolutely.
us.
Yep. And like I said, if none of those are options, Podcast Addict app on Android, Hoppy Craftsmen are an easy add, as well as several other podcasts. So enjoy. Lots of ways to enjoy the Hoppy Craftsmen.
For sure. So
mostly on Instagram. Like us there.
Yeah, get on Instagram. Get on there. Get on there.
We're all about those pictures.
That's great.
All about them likes. Thanks, guys.
So hold on, Nate, before you forget to throw it up there.
Fine. Sorry, I was supposed to throw this headset off and just leave.
I want to thank some of the breweries, too, that we actually drink tonight. So.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I'll go ahead and handle the Wilderness. Okay. Thank you very much, Wilderness. Thank you for the way you can. Thank you for the way you make beer, too, I guess.
I like your cans.
Yeah.
You got some nice cans there.
Brandon's got the Noble. I'm sure he'd like to say something about that.
Well, I appreciate you guys for like even bringing it back and letting me enjoy what you guys got to experience this weekend. So Noble Aleworks out of Anaheim, California, with your 24 karat Juice double IPA. Juice. I like the can because it's got a bunch of different dudes who are all hops wearing hats. And they're just kind of like
all
chilling.
Gold out.
One dude wearing a beanie, kind of like what I'm wearing currently because it's raining outside.
All gold out. Yeah, big thanks to Noble. Like I said, the way they handled that can release, professional. So big thanks to all the breweries we saw this weekend. Thanks, like I said, again to Kenny from Capital Tap up there in Sacramento for the recommendation on the Phantom Carriage. That was a killer, awesome spot. So yeah, appreciate that. Chris enjoyed that spot.
It was great. Thanks to Claremont, which is from Claremont. So
Claremont
from
Claremont Craft Ale. So that was a killer red IPA. So thanks again. So this was a good one.
All right, guys. Till next time. I'm Brandon. I'm Chris.
I'm Nate.